Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's Keenum's Vikings going up against Carr's Raiders.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Bay Area as we welcome you to Oakland, California. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Here's Sherrills. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Leopard.
Now a man who began with the Raiders, it's Latavius Murray. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. Going deep for Diggs. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
After the INT, it's Carr. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to sack him for a loss of 6. On 2nd down, Lynch. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On third and long. It's Carr. They find some open field here. And a few little style points on the juke, but not much room to maneuver after that. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And what could he possibly be thinking? He just took the fair catch at the 1-yard line. Major mistake. And now out comes Minnesota. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They run once more with McKinnon. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Let's go.
3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And taken right at the 35. Gets through, and now an opening. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Carr gives to Marshawn. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards to gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. From the gun, it's Carr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Carr now on first down. Finds Roberts left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? Guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Carr to throw on second down. Buying time to his left. And this is caught. It's Cooper. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now on 4th down, Jack Del Rio's going to send on the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. His kick here is good. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
And now out comes Minnesota. This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Eddie Vanderdoes in there to drop him for a loss of nearly 20 yards. On the toss, it's McKinnon spinning past him. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. This will be fielded at the 17. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there. 83 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Well, we've got a moment here. Frank Gore moved up 2 spots in his game Sunday against Jacksonville this last week, Charles. He's now top 5 rushers all time in the NFL.
That's absolutely amazing when you think about it. The longevity of a career, the production of a career, and now you stop. I don't care who you are, you start thinking legacy, right? And think about who he moved past. He moved past Jerome Bettis, Hall of Famer, LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Famer. If you're Frank Gore, you're thinking your credentials are going to be up for the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Start measuring for that jacket. He's at 13,697 yards. Toss play to McKinnon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. To throw, Bridgewater. And the Raiders have got him. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing
May have forced them into saying,
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays?
And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. Eddie Vanderdoes in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath.
And the pressure gets to him again. Justin Ellis. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now, standing just about on his own goal line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Emerson Griffin in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now a play fake. Carr. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
A nice little juke. A great return there. Bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets him back for 2nd down. Bridgewater off the play fake to McKinnon. Now, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Eddie Vanderdoes getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. McKinnon, and some room to work. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, But guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Cooper was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. Well, you know, we're in December, so I feel incumbent upon me to ask you about the MVP race and where you sit right now. Wentz, Brady, somebody else? What do you think?
You remember early in the season how strongly I felt about Alex Smith, but with the way the Chiefs have played lately, losing all these games in a row, he no longer is a viable candidate. So you're exactly right. Carson Wentz in Philadelphia, he's got to be one of the prime guys that you're looking at, powered them to 10 wins already. How about Tom Brady? His excellence is so, how would you say it? Every year you know he's going to be great.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Seth Roberts, 54 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Here's Bridgewater. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Now they'll run it on the toss. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good game. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. Desperation time. 4th down. Bridgewater. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. Eluding the pressure right. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Well, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Daniil Hunter able to track him down for a loss of 13. And it'll bring up 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Fitzgerald's to return it. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And a big hit at the end of that one. He's knocked down hard at the 46. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Keenum again here on 2nd and 10. Left side caught by Diggs. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Minnesota. 45 yards. Now Keenum. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Khalil Mack in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Now it's Keenum. Flush to his right. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown Vikings. Adam Thielen. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone, so tough to do, but he made it look pretty easy.
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated the same way as the sideline. You have to get your feet down in bounds for it to count as a catch. How about the backgrounds of some of these guys, though? Did they work on it? Maybe some of them were ballet, some dance, who knows?
Yeah, you and I were talking the other day. I remember one of my favorite kids shows growing up. I don't know that I want to name it, but guys like Lynn Swan, they used to be on there showing their ballet skill.
And you have to remember when they were kids and their parents would tell them to take the ballet classes, you know they were fighting them like crazy. But right now they're saying, thanks, Mom.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So out come the Raiders, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. A handoff as they run the counter play. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. A handoff as they run the counter play. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
They run it with McKinnon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Bridgewater now on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Steps away to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now Keenum got to have this one. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Carr going to throw here. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And that one hits the ground incomplete. So now just 4 ticks left in this one. Carr will try it again on 2nd down. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf.